CNN has a mind-blowing story about a new phase in the drug war, and clearly we're in uncharted territory at the moment. So they report, the American heroin epidemic has become more dangerous as reports of heroin laced with carfentanil are being reported throughout the country. Carfentanil is the most potent opioid used commercially, 10,000 times stronger than morphine. 10,000. It is a version or analog of fentanyl, the painkiller that most recently made headlines with its role in the death of pop star Prince. Carfentanil can slow breathing significantly. It's not approved for human use, but is used commercially to sedate large animals such as elephants. About 2 milligrams can knock out a nearly 2,000-pound African elephant. So they go on to explain what drug dealers are doing is to stretch out their supply and make more money. You take the heroin and you take a little bit of carfentanil, elephant tranquilizer, and you put it in there. Then you sell more, you make more money, and everything's great, except, oops, like 18 of your users just OD'd because you gave them an elephant tranquilizer. Of course they were gonna fucking OD. And by the way, there's speculation that this is what killed... What's his name? God damn it, I blanked on his name at the last goddamn second. The other guy who died from an overdose. Great actor. Fuck me in my butt cheeks. All right. I'll put his name on the screen when I remember it. I can't believe I'm blanking on it. 9,000 of you are now typing it in the comment section. But yeah, that guy died because he had his heroin laced with fentanyl, or laced with just a much more powerful opiate that slowed his breathing to the point where he died. Now, here's a curveball, and a lot of people might not grasp this, but there's a very simple way to change this and to fix it, and it's counterintuitive. Namely, legalize, tax, and regulate drugs. Now, you're thinking, Kyle, you're a fucking idiot. How can you say the solution to people dying from overdoses of heroin that have elephant tranquilizer in it is more drugs? Well, again, the answer is simple. Look at what happened during Prohibition. During Prohibition, because alcohol was illegal, what happened? People made it in questionable ways. One of the things they would do is make it in bathtubs. Another thing they would do is they would make it with all these unsavory household materials, because the way you make it involves stuff like that. And every now and then you'd get a bad batch. When you get a bad batch of alcohol, you die. Now, I'm not sure if in the case of alcohol it was the same thing, where they try to cut it using different things and, make more money in the process. Maybe that played a role in it as well. But either way, the point is simple. There was no regulation, so you made it in all these questionable ways. Oftentimes there were bad batches and people just died. They would just croak. But when you have quality control, and when you have regulation, and when you legalize and tax the product, well, then everything's out in the open and it's no longer underground on the black market, and you can have people actually come in and go, oh, you made this, but you made it wrong. You didn't make it the right way within the proper guidelines and regulations and rules, therefore you can't sell this batch. You got to make a new batch that is not cut with elephant tranquilizer that's going to kill people. So if you had legalized drugs, by the way, that doesn't mean every kind of drug would be legal. It's not like the crystal meth that makes your teeth rot out of your mouth is legal. No, you regulate the additive that's used to make it that makes your teeth fucking rot out. No more nail polish remover, no more diesel fuel. You can't make it with that shit. Crocodile, the heroin version that's cheaper that makes your skin rot off, literally, that's not going to be available anymore because you regulate the shit that makes your fucking skin rot off. So what do? Well, I mean, guys, face it, if people could go to the store and buy some Vicodin, people go to the store and buy some Percocet, would they fucking need to go get heroin? And then every now and then, would that heroin be laced with fucking elephant tranquilizer and would you die? No. Now, don't get me wrong, are there still going to be people who are, who are addicted? Yes. Are there still going to be people who overdose? Yes. But you know what we do? We treat that the same way we treat alcohol. we should treat it as a medical problem, not a criminal problem, a medical problem. Okay, this person has a problem. It's out in the open. We know about it. It's a legal product. There's a record of it. Okay, well, now you go to a rehab. We get you some help. We try to fix it. And just because there are always going to be some people with some drugs who go too far and get addicted doesn't mean you ban it for the overwhelming majority of users who are moderate users, who are fine. They can use it and live a functioning normal life. It's a lot like religion. There are going to be extremists who go too far, but that doesn't mean you ban religion for everybody else. Same with drugs. There are going to be some people who go too far, doesn't mean you ban it for everybody else. Honestly, same with guns. I'm in favor of regulating guns. I'm not going to ban all guns. Why? Because the overwhelming majority of users are people who are not going to fucking go shoot up a shopping mall and they just want to hunt, or they, have a hobby and they shoot at targets, whatever. Legalize, tax, and regulate is the answer. What happened when we stopped prohibition? All of a sudden, the deaths from the bad batches dropped tremendously because you can regulate it and there's no more bad batches. So I'm anti-elephant tranquilizer, and if we legalize, tax, and regulate drugs, you wouldn't have the elephant tranquilizer killing people who think they're getting heroin.